All right, everybody. So this is a combination review of representing decimals, comparing decimals, and rounding decimals to help you review for your quiz on Friday. So with that being said, I'm just going to jump right into it. So the first thing we're going to start with is how do we represent decimals as fractions? And remember, in class, I told you that it was easy as 1, 2, 3. So the way I remember it is we have our place value chart here. Well, that's a little crooked, but just go with me. Okay. We've got our ones right there. And then here's our decimal point. Then we have our tenths, our hundredths, and our thousandths. Okay. So say I have a number in here like 1 and, because you know that decimal means and, 325 thousandths. Okay, well, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. So 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places. So what this means is that if I just had the decimal 1 and 325 thousandths, I know that the 3 is in the tenths place because it's 1 place behind the decimal. I know the 2 is in the hundredths because it's 2 places behind the decimal, and the 5 is in the third. The 3 represents the 5 in the thousandths place because it's 3 decimal places behind the decimal. So with that, if I needed to find or use expanded form to write this number, and I wasn't sure how, I know it's easy as 1, 2, 3. So, and I put a 1 over in front of those. So I know this is 3 tenths. This is 2 hundredths. And this is 5 thousandths. Okay. So, with that, if I had a decimal that was 0 and 23 hundredths, and I wanted to know what is the fraction form of this decimal. Well, there's 2 places behind the decimal, and I remember it's easy as 1, 2, 3. So I know that my fraction that is equivalent to this decimal is 23 hundredths. Okay? Let's do another one. If I have, ignore that. Let's do 3 and, let me go back. Let's do 457 thousandths. So if I wanted to write a fraction that is equivalent to this, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. So I know that it's going to be 457 over, got my 3 zeros and just put a 1 there, it's 457 thousandths. So that's how it's represented. If I were to write this number in expanded form, 1 and 735 thousandths, I would say, okay, well, I have 1, and I'm going to open the door and close the door, plus, open the door, 7 times 1/10, close the door, plus 3, open the door, 3 times 1/100th, close the door, plus, open the door, 5 times 1,000th. And that's the expanded form of this decimal, Okay, so that's a quick little overview of representing decimals, okay, as fractions. If you want to try some, you can try to make an equivalent fraction to this decimal. Say it's 0 and 27 hundredths. B is 0 and 135 thousandths, and C, which is 0 and 65 hundredths. So write those as a fraction. You can pause the video to do so. Okay, let's look at the next slide. So here we're talking about comparing decimals. The easiest way to do this, and it's got the directions up here, we're going to line up the decimal points, and we're going to start at the left, and compare the digits of the same place value. So you can see here their example is 4/10 and 4/100. So they've lined the decimal up. They see that this 0, they match. They're the same. So I don't have to pay attention to those. But then, excuse me, when they get to the tenths, they've got a 4 and they've got a 0. Okay, well, which one is bigger? 4 is bigger than 0. So we know that the alligator's mouth is going to eat 4/10, and it's not going to eat 4/100. So that means that 4/10 is greater than 4/100. And remember, here's our little key for our symbols. This equals less than, this is greater than, and then we obviously have equal to. So with that, we're going to try some. So we're going to write these numbers in the chart, and this is going to help us line up our decimal point. We've already got 4 and 25/100. So now we're going to write 4 and 312 thousandths, and then 4 and 241 thousandths. So when we're comparing, we can see here that our 4s line up. Don't need to touch them. But here's where it kind of gets a little tricky, because I've got 2 2s here. Okay, so if I were to put these in order from smallest to largest, or greatest to least, I could start right here in the tenths. So if I was going greatest to least, I can already tell you that this 3 is larger than both of those 2. So this is going to be the largest decimal, 4 and 312 thousandths. Then I can move on because, sorry, my dogs are barking, so ignore them. So now I can move on because these 2 are the same, and I don't need to look at them. Okay, so I've got to move to the hundredths place. Okay, so now I've got a 5, a 1, and a 4. Okay, well, I don't have to look at this row anymore because I already know that it's the largest. So looking at the 5 and the 4, which one is the next biggest? 4 and 25/100 is. So 4 and 25/100, because 5 is bigger than 4. And then I know that the last one will be 4 and 241 thousandths. So that's in order from greatest to least. Least to greatest would just flip it. So 4 and 241 thousandths, 4 and 25/100, and then 4 and 312 thousandths. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you would like to try one, to put them in order from greatest to least or least to greatest, you can use these decimals. So this is a time to pause the video. 0 and 356 thousandths, 1 and 5/10, 2 and 67/100, and 2 and 38/100, and then 2 and 76/100. So put those in order from least to greatest by comparing them, and make you a chart just like this. So this is a time to pause the video for that. Also, as I'm looking at the time, there may be a part 2 to this video, so just stay tuned. Let's keep going. All right, so here we're going to practice what we just did. It says order from least to greatest. So whenever you have problems like this, you want to make sure that you're highlighting, underlining, or circling your direction. What am I supposed to be doing? Well, we're supposed to be putting this in order from least to greatest, so smallest to largest. All right, so I'm going to start by rewriting these numbers to where my decimal lines up with each other. 0 and 32 thousandths, is that right? 032, yes. Okay, and then 0 and 203 thousandths. Okay, so first, I'm going to start with my whole numbers. They're all the same, so I can skip them. Now I'm going to look at my tenths, okay, which is here. I'm going to highlight those in pink. These are my tenths. All right, so what do I notice if I'm going from least to greatest? Well, I'm looking for the smallest tenth. Well, here is the smallest tenth because 0 is less than 3 and 2. So my first number or decimal in this list is going to be 0 and 32 thousandths. Then I can look at the 2 and the 3. What is the next largest? So it's not the biggest, but it's not the smallest, and it's going to be this one, 203 thousandths. So 0 and 203 thousandths. And then I know my last one by process of elimination is 0 and 312 thousandths. And that's least to greatest. Okay, if you want to try it and put them in greatest to least, you're more than welcome to do so. This is a great time to pause the video, and I'll give you some new numbers just to help you practice. So let's do 46 hundredths, 403 thousandths, and 76 thousandths. So try those, put them in order from least to greatest. All right, let's see if I can scroll down here. Ooh, and I cannot. So let's see if I can do it this way. There we go. All right, so now we're going to move into rounding decimals. Like I said, I may have to stop the video and do a part 2, but we are going to round decimals. All right, so let's remember that chant. 4 and below, leave it alone. 5 and above, give it a shove. Okay, so when we're doing this, whoops, let's skip one. Rounding replaces one number with another number that tells about. This is a key word right here when we're rounding, is this word about. Let me get that off. There we go. About. About how many is an estimation, or about how much. Okay, so here we've got round 6 and 13 hundredths to the nearest tenth. When it says nearest tenth, we underline the number in the tenths place. It tells us which number to underline. It says nearest tenth. So we're going to underline the nearest tenth, which is 1. The 1 is in the tenths place, and it has a value of 1/10. And then we draw our arrow to the 3. This 3 is bossy, so we're only going to do what it says, and then we're going to get rid of it. So this 3, is it 4 or below, or 5 and above? Well, it's less than 4, so I know it's 4 and below. We got to leave it alone. So if I were to round 6 and 13 hundredths to the nearest tenth, it would be 6 and 1/10. And we get rid of this 3 because it's too bossy. Okay, if you would like, you can put a 0 at the end. That is an equivalent decimal to 6 and 1/10. Okay, so it says down here at the bottom, 6 and 13 hundredths is between 6 and 1/10 and 6 and 2/10. It's closer to 6 and 1/10, so 6 and 13 hundredths rounded to the nearest tenth is 6.1. And that's true, because once we round it, we can see, okay, it goes right here. And remember, this 5, if it's 5 and above, you got to give it a shove, so it's going to get bigger. So we know that it's going to be less than 5 because of that 3. All right, so it's right there for you. Okay, so it says use the number line to write a number that rounds to 6.2. So if we know where 6.2 is, which is right here, we know it has to have a hundredth, a number in the hundredths place that's 5 or greater. So there are lots of opportunities to get this problem correct. Think of a number, 6 and 1 something. What number could you put here that would help you round this 1 to a 2? It's got to be 5 or above. Okay, so you can pause the video and think about that. All right, so this is going to end part 1. I'm going to pick up on the next slide with part 2.